Hey, Whammy. This is finally me doing a quick review on the JRC 10 millimeter. The JRC 10 millimeter carbine. Just Right Carbine is what JRC stands for. And why would they name themselves Just Right Carbine? When I first heard that, I thought the same thing. Like, it's kind of brave, almost like Glock calling themselves Glock Perfection. They were able to pull it off. But JRC, just right carbine, those are some serious words there. Well, I bought it and I shot it. And look, there's a lot I really like about this gun, but I still have a lot more to learn about it. What I mean by that is its reliability. The reason I say that is because I took the gun. So when I bought the gun, I dang near took it straight to the range. Clean it. I didn't do anything. I just took it to the range and shot it. And there were a couple of misfires in there. And when it would the couple times it did, it like really damaged that casing. I mean, the gunpowder was actually leaking out of one of them. Yeah. So, um, yeah, that's that. So, but I cleaned it up really good. I went back and I didn't have that many rounds with me. I actually wasn't even planning on going to the range. I was actually going to a family house, and I figured I'd stop at the range. So I stopped at the range, and I was only able to put 30 rounds through. But so I loaded 15 round mag twice basically, and it ran through all of it, no problems. But that doesn't say much yet. Um, I'm gonna clean it again and clean it just a little better because there's some parts, some spots in there that I didn't really touch on, like underneath the ejector, stuff like that. And it's giving a whole lot better than it was before. So I don't know, we'll see. Outside of that, and so I gave you the negative first, right? Um, but outside of that, I love it. This takes all mags from Glock. So it takes the 10 round um, Glock mag for the Glock 29. It takes the 15 round Glock mag for the Glock 20 and Glock 40. And then you see what's in it right now. This is a 30 round mag for the 10 millimeters. And it yeah, shoots all of them. There's also the SGM 30 round 10 millimeter mags. It takes those too. ETS makes a 10 millimeter mag. It takes those too. So it takes all that. Um, Now, the reason why they called themselves Just Right Carbine, let me touch on that real quick. They call themselves Just Right Carbine because you do get to set this gun up exactly how you feel it should be. So on a very basic level, you can set it up to be just right. So I understand their name, why they're called themselves Just Right Carbine. What I mean by that is this. Um, it's now, as far as I know, and I'm about positive, um, the only thing that's not swappable is the magazine release. Okay. Outside of the mag release, um, everything is, put this here. Besides the mag release, everything's swappable. So I can swap this to be over here. I can swap the ejection to eject on this side, or I can swap it to eject on this side. And between those two, any of those two combinations, right? So the way I have it is I kind of have it like a AK. In my mind, I'm kind of used to an AK, right? So we have the charging handle on this side, and it also ejects on the same side. And so because I'm used to that, I figured I'd set it up that way. So that's how I set mine up. You can lock your bolt into place. Now, one thing it does not do is lock back on the last round. It does not do that. But no biggie for me personally. But like I said, you lock it in place like that, right? It's got a little spot right there for you to just lock it in, and that's on both sides. And so, and it's fun to just, and you get ready and you get your mag in there and you get ready. You can just lift that up, it goes in, and you go to town, right? It's a unique sound that it makes, whether the mag is in there or not. When you flip that up, it's a very unique sound. That sounds like that I've dealt with. And so, yeah, with it being able to, set it up the way you feel it should be set up, that is a huge bonus, right? Recoil. Now, as you see, this one is a key mod, right? For me, those things don't matter a whole lot. They don't. They just don't, because any of them can work anyway. Like if you want to put something extra on the side, it doesn't matter which setup you have. You can accomplish putting your flashlight or putting your, whatever it is you want to add on there. You can do it with whatever setup you have. It just doesn't bother me either way. I actually like the look of the key mod for some reason, just the way it looks. Now this being a basically a cover for the oh, come on, Jiminy Crickets. So anyway, it just, it's to cover, your thread cover. But this is not sized for like the 9mm or the 300 blackout, flash suppressor, whatever to put on there. It's not, I don't know what size that is, honestly. And I'll probably be contacting them to find out what it is so I can get something to put on there besides just this. Yeah, it's some different type of size that I'm not used to or aware of. But I don't think that's too big of a problem. It's easy to contact them. They get back within a very decent amount of time with you. So that's all good. And just want to throw something out there. This isn't about the gun. This is about that bad boy. I want you guys to understand. Maybe you don't. Maybe you remember. Maybe you don't. But this is not a true EOTech. This is one of those from like Wish, right? This thing is blowing my mind. Whatever I put it on, it doesn't matter. It stays zero. And then I took this from another rifle I have, and I just threw it on. I just put it in a certain spot, like not thinking, not whatever. Just put it in a spot that felt comfortable, right? When I went to the range, I'm figuring I'm gonna have to adjust it, to where no. As soon as I put this on, went to the range, and got on, this thing was on immediately. It was all bullseye, no matter what. It stayed bullseye just from a pickup, swap to another gun, tie it down, and it's still bullseye. Okay, that's crazy for how inexpensive this is. Because I don't want to use the word cheap. It's just, this thing works. Okay, this thing works, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, back onto this guy. Now, it is not an AR-15, okay? Some of you already know that, but some of you may not. And just because I said it was a JRC, some of you might think JRC is a type of an AR-15, but it's not. It is a carbine, completely different. It's not an AR-15. However, they did make it able to, there's certain parts that are swappable with an AR-15. Okay, so it really is its own animal. The grip is of AR-15, right? So you can swap out these grips for any type of AR-15 grip out there. This is probably most obvious, right? You can swap this out for almost any AR-15 buttstock out there. And this here, your safety switch, can be changed. And then, believe it or not, the trigger. Okay, so the trigger in there can be swapped out for any type of other AR trigger. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those 4 things are AR-ish, right? Or straight from AR. And then outside of that, it's a JRC, flat out, its own beast. So I had fun with the gun. I love the gun. I like the gun. The recoil. Listen, you feel it. Like it has like this really nice recoil to it. It's this recoil that says, I'm very mellow. You can control me very easily and go to work. However, I'm going to let you know I'm here, right? That's kind of the way it recoils. It lets you know I'm here. You're going to feel me. You know you're shooting something that's got some punch that can bring down game. Medium sized game, even some large game. I wouldn't mind using this hunting whatsoever. I would love to hunt with this. I've been thinking about it. This or my lever action 357. So it definitely lets you know it's here, and you feel that recoil, but it's so manageable that it's easy to get right back on target really quick. Rapid fire, all that. It's a beautiful thing, and the sight just helps with that. It helps you to be able to stay on point. Taking apart to clean it it's not as easy as an AR-15, right? With an AR-15, you pop 2 buttons and you take the lower apart and you take it, blah, blah, blah. It's different. And I'm not going to say it's harder. It's just different. I guess it is a little harder. I'm thinking from the standpoint of somebody who's somewhat new to guns. So it is harder from that aspect. These right here, these 3, need to be undone with a Allen wrench. And once you undo those, then this will come apart. And what you have to do, even before you do that, is take this, unscrew it, right? Once you unscrew that, then you take your piece back here, kick that back. Be careful because that little pin thing is back there. And you pull it back, and you can just pull this all off. And once you pull that off, the recoil spring and rod and all that come out. And then, like I said, you undo these, pull that off. This right here also takes a Allen wrench. You go in there and loosen that. Then you can just unscrew this, take this off. But to take this off, you need to do one of 2 things. Either lock it here and do it so that it can fit to come out, because that whole piece, not just this twisting, that whole piece has to come out. And so you can do it right here, or you can do it all the way back here. And to get back there, you have to take this off first, and then you can pull this back to this circle part, unscrew it, and take the whole thing out. Okay. And then once you do that, you have your bolt and whatnot, and you can clean it, whatnot. And so, maybe I'm a little out of touch with reality, not with reality, with kind of just, I just been in the gun world so long. I don't know what's easy and hard anymore. Like, to me, it's very simple, but what is it like to someone who just got into guns, or someone who has only been doing it for 3 years or something? I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge that. So that's that. But for me, it seems very doable. It's even, to me, it's easy. It's a lot more steps than your regular AR-15 or heck, even a lot of carbines, it's a little more difficult than a lot of carbines because you have to use a tool. I know a lot of carbines, you don't have to use a tool at all, but this one you do. Especially if you want to, swap um, where it ejects at. And the other thing, let me say this, that's a little nerve wracking. This company has, there's like, so these screws match these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those all match. But this doesn't. That takes a different Allen wrench than this does. And then on top of that, these take a different one than the other two. In my opinion, I would think that you make them all about the same size, right? That would be just right carbine. But outside of that, I love it. I still have a lot more to learn about the gun. It's still fairly new to me. I'm just giving you like a so far what I know, what I felt, what I like, what I don't like type of review. And I'll probably come back to it one more time after I've done some more things to it. Then I'll come back and we'll do this again and talk about it. Talk about the reliability, from this video forward. And I will have a different grip, a different butt stock there. Probably keep this right here. But who knows what else I might do. Trigger job, who knows. But I'll give you guys an update on that when that happens. So that's what we got. JRC carbine in 10mm. I had to do it. I needed a 10mm carbine because I'm a 10mm freak and you guys know it. And now I got it.